All right, everybody, if you could lend me your attention for the next 20 minutes, welcome to Uptown Networking. So this amazing event hosted by Michelle Sherrod and the Northwest Business Network. They throw events all over the Northwest suburbs. It's a great group to be a part of. And I'd like to kick it off by just having Michelle give you a few words about this amazing group. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. This is our last networking event of the year. As you guys know, we have 6 networking groups, and we have 4 events a month. We're in the North Shore at Glenview. We're here in Arlington Heights and Schaumburg area. We're also in Naperville. We were just there last night for our charity event. And we're also in St. Charles, Batavia area. So if you guys see these postcards that are everywhere, if you scan the back barcode, it'll take you to the website, and if you'd like to become a member, it'll include all the event tickets. So after like 4 months, if you come all the time, it's very beneficial, and it pays for itself right away. I'd also like to thank the restaurant tonight, Mezé Mediterráneo, for all the wonderful food and cocktails, and to our bartender, thank you. We couldn't have these events without making good partnerships with other venues in the area, so we want to thank them. 2025 is just around the corner. We have all of our upcoming events up on the website already for January and February, so if you guys want to check those out, you can scan the barcodes that are all along the bar and register for those events right away because they do fill up. I also want to talk about happy holidays. It's the season, right? We're all trying to grow our businesses. We're thinking about the end of the year and what's to come in 2025. So if you guys need any help with your marketing for 2025, my husband and I, as you guys know, Matt and I own QCamp. It's a digital marketing firm. We create user-friendly websites. We also do social media marketing. So if you want to figure out what you're going to do for 2025 and what your plan is, we'll do a free call with you. And it's a free consultation, and it'll help you out to get ready for 2025. So Austin has been helping us and assisting us with our events throughout the year. Uptown Networking has been awesome. They do this section of the event where they call your business card. You get to come up for 60 seconds, talk about your business. We put it on social media. You guys get tagged, and you get extra exposure. So Austin, we have a little thank you gift for you tonight.
No.
Yeah. Yes, it's red wine. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping us this year.
Thank you so much. You are the best.
Yeah. So I will give it up to Uptown Networking now. Austin.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. One more time for QCAM, Situated Research, Northwest Business Network, Naperville Business Network, and the new North Shore Business Network. You are doing amazing things. Great people to talk to if you want to get your marketing kick-started in 2025. So to start this event, I want to introduce my co-host. Many of you know him already. He is the handiest handyman north of Chicago, Tyler Mitchey from Mitchey Cleaning. Come on in, man. Thank you. You want to come on in? Absolutely. All right, let's get it started.
Same piano.
Yeah. All right, when we call your name, if you could come stand up here on this ledge next to the stage, we're going to give you 60 seconds to present their business, and we'll ask you a couple questions along with that. So to kick it off, Tyler, would you like to draw the first name?
Absolutely. John, I'm not going to try to pronounce the last one. Alliance Strategic.
Big John.
John? John Chicken Dance. Chicken Dance.
Chicken dance?
I don't think it's Chicken Dance.
No.
But yeah, John, stage is yours.
What am I doing?
Tell us about your business,
Oh,
or
hey.
about yourself, or whatever you want to talk about.
You've got
How much
60
time do I got?
seconds.
I got
60
30
seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Hot talk. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, hims and hers, Ralphs and Ritas, circles and blues, pinks and squares. My name is John Chickenhands. I am the managing partner of the Alliance Strategic Group. We are a strategic consulting company, but we're a little different in that we do a couple of things. We work with your business if you are building to sell it or to scale it. We work with helping you develop the brand that can be essentially broadened out and marketed to a larger audience. We typically work with organizations that usually have either between 3 locations and want to move north, or there are 20, 30 locations and are looking to sell, or another business if you're looking to sell as well. But we also have a product that we're launching in the new year called the Strategic Intercept. The Strategic Intercept will be a platform in which leaders and business leaders and coaches and strategists can use to help get the best out of their leadership teams. It's a series of 30 questions that will be guaranteed to create extraordinary results for you and your teams. So stick around and look up Strategic Intercept in the new year. It'll be coming to a business near you.
Amazing. John, thank you so much. You got time for a question or two?
I have time for a question.
Okay.
Are you doing the silly ones or the serious ones?
I didn't have any silly ones come to mind, but similar to what you do, like I've heard people say, a sellable business is also a great business. So is that kind of, you help them to scale, and if you scale it the right way, they're also in a great position to sell it?
Well, that would be the reason to scale it. Nobody wants to work harder for a living, right?
That's true.
So the idea is to help the business grow up in a way that allows it to really be a machine for money, right? But the difference between, and there are people, in fact, my lovely tablemate, Michelle, over here, she's very, very good at the operational side of creating that machine from the operational side. So you should really talk to her about that. But you talk to me about how we create the religion of the business. How do we create the meaning of the business as it lives in the mind of the population that may not necessarily even know you exist? But how do we create mission, vision, values, character, experience, origin story, Philistines, sacred words? There's a list that goes on and on that can help a brand really incept itself into the mind of the market before you ever show up.
Definitely. Core values are critical for our business. Like, they're like the lens for making every decision. If they're not aligned with core values, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Well, it's funny. You're absolutely right. There's a concept in marketing. I don't know if you heard it. It's called the. Now I'm completely blanking on it. But it's usually 2 words that most marketers will use to create tension. And so for Lego, Lego's term is serious play, right? Martha Stewart is homemade elegance. But Amazon did something really different. They just said everything that goes through Amazon goes through the word smart. Smart is their only true value as a brand. And so if it's not smart, it doesn't get aligned with the Amazon brand. So if you want to get sold as a business, right? So if you want to get bought by Amazon, then your position needs to be, your brand position needs to be, our agenda needs to be, we are for smart. However that implies, but we are smart, because if you don't want to be fun and zany for people who are buying smart.
Love it.
My question would be, do I have to talk into this?
I think it picks it up, but yeah, go for it.
Solid. So if you're in the business of selling businesses, would you say that the feeling is euphoria or disappointment if you get all the way to the end to sell a business and then they decide that they want to keep running the business? Are you proud of them, or is it kind of, does it mess with the process a little bit?
I love wasting my time.
Okay, fair enough.
Really? I mean, how many of us are in sales and love that guy that will never shut up and never stop calling, asking question after question? No, the whole purpose is to qualify so we're not there, right? That they're in enough pain, that they have enough pleasure at the end of them not having to do anything, right? They can let all of this go, that they're at that spot, Let's hope they get their therapist involved.
Beautiful. So if they do want to keep running the business, then you direct them to the therapist after.
Well, it depends. Is it a family business?
They have family therapists too.
Well, that's a whole other ball of wax, right? Because, God forbid. I had a client who's now a former client. That's a family business, and the father became president emeritus, and the 4 boys, can't work together, but they've got to keep it because they got stuff that goes back 50 years. Mm-hmm. So, better is, a lot of businesses are smart enough to go, maybe we need to actually hire professional managers And a lot of third generation people, I know a lot of people here work in the business, but a lot of third generation families end up doing that because they don't want to go through the hell of having to run a show. We had a client a couple years ago who was like, I don't want to run this business. I want to sell it literally and open a yoga studio.
Amazing.
She inherited it. She was third generation. She didn't want to do it.
Well, you have anything else, Austin?
I feel like we could interview you all day. I feel like, but thank you.
There's gobs of other people.
Gobs of other people. All right, thank you, John. Alliance Strategic Group launching Strategic Intercept later this year.
Let's swap it off here.
Swap it off.
You're not allowed to look.
I'm not looking.
Don't cheat.
Oh, Dr. Lauren, CEO of LMH Prod. Dr. Lauren.
In the building?
Is Dr. Lauren in the building?
No.
I drew it. It's a blind draw. Dr. Lauren, can you tell us a bit about what you do?
Some
Tell
microphone
us
for
about
you.
yourself.
Got 60 seconds,
60
same as the last guy.
Just say whatever your
Absolutely.
message is to the world.
Guy.
If it's a minute and 20, then that's
60 seconds.
perfectly fine.
So
All right.
myself personally or my brand?
Your brand, your business, your mission, whatever you want to talk about for 60 seconds.
Okay, this is easy. I'm going to talk about what I get to do every day that eases suffering somewhere in the world, because I take it very seriously. And I know that for decades in my journey, there were a ton of things that did everything within their power to keep me from where I'm at today. So I get that out of the way right off the rip. So I'm in television. I started as a speaker and ended up in television. I have a show that's on OTT television, so that's like over-the-top television. It's 5 days a week. Next Friday, I will wrap my the end of my 8th year. So that's 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. And it's a wonderful, wonderful world. It really is. Interviewing people in my bathrobe. I take the lazy man's approach. I was like, well, I need something where when I get out of bed, I'm ready, right? So coffee and a bathrobe. But really, it was just to strip away all the pretentiousness, the possibility of it, and to make anyone from the outhouse to the White House feel comfortable talking about things that matter. I pride myself in my content. It started in television and stage speaking, but it is transformed into much, much more. I have an elite coaching program with some of the most wonderful people on the planet who are not just building brands and products and services, but they are leaving, literally, a mark, a place in their journey where people will find what they have left and they will grow from it and they will heal through it and learn with it for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, and I mean that with everything I am. I came out of foster care, and that's kind of what when I shed my shame story one time, 10 years ago on a stage about it, it turned from a curse into a blessing, just like in The Alchemist. It really did. And that day, that actual 20-minute opportunity is a Goldcast video today with over 61 million views. And so what I do every day is encourage people to live beyond your scars. Your scars are there to remind you that everybody in here, if I said, do you have a scar anywhere in your body, you're going to raise your hand. And if I ask you, do you know the story that accompanies it, you're going to raise your hand. That's because if we can see the outside and honor those, we can then honor the scars that nobody knows about. Because those things are there to get you where you could have never believed you could go. I am proof of it. So that's what I do. You asked, I answered. So, okay. We're done? Okay, thanks. See ya.
I have a question. Could you give us an example of one childhood trouble that became valuable later on that you turned into like a strength because you had to overcome it?
That is a great question. I'll just be real with you because it's out there. Seriously, something that I'm going to tell you something. I didn't overcome it as much as it came over me. And I'm just going to put it out there, seriously. I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home, but what I didn't know was that the woman who raised me was the nurse who took me from my mother's chest, walked out of that room to clean me up, got in her car, took me away, and I didn't see my birth mother for the next 32 years. Those two women hang in my foyer in my home today because nobody was wrong. They each played a role, just like the other 20, in my journey. What I want to say to answer that question is, I know now everything that I've ever lived through, and I tell this to kids and people all over the world every day, know this. When trauma touches you anywhere in your life or anyone you know, it is to be encouraging. Let them know that the moment something touched their lives that felt like trauma, that was like trauma, that is trauma, that was a literal moment, that something greater than them marked them for greatness. It is true. I know it to be true. And the thing when you say a childhood thing was my very first night in foster care. There were 3 other boys, and I was 9, and one was 9, one was 6, and one was 4. The spokesman was 4, believe it or not. And he was the only kid who had not come from somewhat of a normal home. He had been born in prison, and so he'd always been in an institution. And so he was hardened. He was like a little old man. And he told me, you know, you see that mattress over on that wall? I hope this, I'm a trigger warning. I'm just put a trigger warning out there. And I was like, yeah. And he says, there's a hole in that wall, and behind that hole is a room, and there's another door. There's 2 doors. They're both locked, 2 keys, 1 man. And tonight he's going to use both keys because you're new, and he's coming for you. So listen, you need to know these things. I didn't know what he was talking about. But I'm going to tell you something. I swear this happened. This was the most pivotal moment in my journey. I watched that mattress as all the other boys fell asleep. And I remember seeing the fingers come around the mattress and start pushing it. And literally, 2 things that I refer to as my angels, because they're here with me now, 2 of them, picked me up. And they took me to a place. And all I remember is, and I was like, what is this? Where are we? And they said, this place is faith. Know this, Lauren. Everything that you cannot touch but only feel, joy, pain, fear, love, compassion, empathy. Faith is not a thing, it is a place. All those things are there when you need them. Do not leave this journey only collecting things you can touch. Degrees and awards and houses and ex-wives and children. Make sure that when you get there, somewhere on your person, you have stowed something away that reminds you that you feel. Because if you don't take anything with you that you feel, trust me, you have not left anything for those who find your legacy that they can feel. And so that day, that childhood, that thing that could have broke my spirit, which does so many kids every day, this is the most important thing I could tell anybody. Know this. All the things you cannot touch, all those things that you want and really need, they are not things. Every one of them is a place. That's it.
Dr. Lauren. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Into 30 years on television through the OTT network and hosting a show in his bathroom. You said how many years in television? You said 30. I thought you said 30.
Free cable.
How long? You said 10? I was caught up in the story. I mixed up the numbers. 10 years in television. 10 years in television.
Are you sure that you didn't open that bottle of wine?
And what's the name of your show?
Thank you.
What's the name of your show?
It's called Bathrobe Moments. And if any of you, listen, I promise this is real.
Bathrobe
If any of
Moments.
you want your business or brand featured on the show, I would love to have you on the show. We average anywhere from 400 to 4,000 live viewers at every day. Google me, get me, and I'll give you the info. But I would love to have you, and if you have any nonprofits or any organization or people that you want to help, get somebody off the street or help a student or whatever, get at me. I love to gift people 90-minute television specials to make the impossible happen. Seriously. And the thing is, you know, a lot of people talk a lot of stuff, and they promise a lot of things, but if you really want to make a difference that people will remember, I just might have a way for you to do that. So let me know.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks for the save, Dr. Lauren. All right. What do we got next?
Let's see. You tell me. Tom Arduino from Chief Outsiders.
Tom Arduino. All right, Tom.
You really want to follow that?
You have to. Better make it good.
Am I on?
Hello, everybody. Tom Arduino. First off, tough to follow, and probably best dressed for the night. So my story, I'll just start by saying my story. 20 years in corporate America with some of the large companies like HSBC, Synchrony. I left, and then to his story, perseverance, being unemployed for a while, starting my own agency, still being unemployed, looking for clients, leads to what do I do today? What I do today is I help CEOs achieve their growth vision. So the organization I'm with is Chief Outsiders. We're about 150 strong. We bring companies to life. We scale their business. We grow their business. We act as their support mechanism when they don't know how to create a roadmap. I like to use the example of a North Star. So a company knows where they want to go. They have a star, but they don't know how to get there. And maybe the staff doesn't want to get there. So I come in, I help them, I lay out growth plans, I develop strong rapport, great relationships, and then I turn over the keys to make them successful. That's me.
You're exclusively coaching CEOs, mostly?
My client is senior marketing people. I've scaled marketing teams, but my contact base is, generally speaking,
Awesome.
Owners or CEOs of
What size
organizations.
companies are you generally working with?
Mid-market companies.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
What's the biggest, the most common flaw you see in a CEO that he doesn't see for himself, and you have to tell him about? Could be.
Yeah, to build a good relationship with the CEO, you've got to have the ability to tell them no, or tell them sometimes something that would be very transparent, something they may not want to hear.
Yeah.
And maybe it's scaling a staff, maybe it's investing, maybe it's exiting, leaving a business. So giving them the truth sometimes is very difficult for them to hear. Mm-hmm. Second to that, it's in everybody in this organization around here that probably knows marketing is how fast can we get there, right? Let's start SEO today, and tomorrow I want to have all these customers that are buying. It doesn't work like that. What do you mean I can't? I work with a bank in Texas, and they said, our metric is we're going to invest $20 million in SEO, and everybody that comes over, they're going to just buy. And Google's going to rank us number one. I'm like, I wish it was that easy. So there's an education component as well.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of education, small beginnings seems like the wrong word because everybody starts somewhere and everybody starts small. But through your journey to where you are now, what would you say is a piece of advice that you got that really kind of pushed you in the right direction to be able to help these people really optimize their businesses? And
yeah, the piece of advice to me is I'm a big fan of Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek to be understood, right? Listen. So what I see a lot of, especially with people that have a lot of experience, is they tend to talk about their experience. If you listen to what people need and you absorb what they need, you kind of, marinate, I guess, in listening, you can understand their problems, how to help them, and how to build solutions.
Beautiful. And I guess the second half of that is
there's two?
Just for you. Since you give a lot of people advice, what's one sentence that you'd like to leave the beautiful YouTube community with?
If you want to be successful, you've got to create it. Never give up.
Thank you. Got any vacations coming up?
Pardon me?
Got any vacations coming up?
Do I have any vacations? Possibly spring break.
That's cool.
Yeah, nothing until spring break.
Daytona Beach and beers?
Yeah.
What's that?
Beers and Daytona Beach?
Yeah, maybe golf in Hilton Head, but yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I'd like to chat to you more, but let's get it drawn again. Appreciate your time. That was Tom Arduino
Correct.
with Chief Outsiders.
Correct.
Thank you so much, Tom.
You can't steal the microphone, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for the transition.
All right, how's everybody doing? Do we have time for one more? All right. Richard Kimball, Regional Vice President of the Kimball team.
There you go.
Yeah, all yours.
Okay, there you go. Hi guys, Rich Kimball, as they mentioned, Regional Vice President with the Kimball team and Cross Country Mortgage. I've been very blessed to be on a 13-year run with this company. I started with them January of 2012, and at the time we were a 250-person company. We are now the largest retail mortgage lender in the United States, and that comes with extreme dedication from our ownership group of reinvesting back into the company. Additionally, the hard work of some immensely talented people all across the country, and that's what we can do. We do lend all across the country. Really, Dr. Lauren was talking about it, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. Homeownership is something I believe in, and it's a passion for me. Dave is here. He knows. I just don't believe people should rent, and I believe that the path to wealth and the path to being comfortably retired is through homeownership, and that's what we do here.
It's amazing. Okay, I was wondering if the company's name was the Kimball team, and you were just an employee of it. I thought it was like your cousin just hired you or something. But I see it's Cross Country Mortgage, but you're the Kimball team.
Correct.
As part of the Cross Country Mortgage Company. Got
Totally
it.
fine.
Okay. Cool. I was like, 13 years ago? Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
Totally
very
fine.
cool. How big is Cross Country Mortgage? You said it started 250 people.
Yeah, we're now at about 8,000 employees, 944 offices around the country.
That's
and
amazing.
About $100 billion in servicing. We do service our own loans, so if you get a loan through us, you're going to make payments to us.
Okay. Wow. Very cool. I guess, is it a good time to buy, is the question everybody asks.
So
Interest rates are high still.
Yeah, high-ish,
High-ish.
relative to what?
Yeah.
So, is it a good time to buy? The best time to buy was yesterday. The next best time to buy is today. Real estate's been on a run, and it's not going to end. Why isn't it going to end? We in the United States are 4 million homes short of what we need. So when you don't have the supply and you have the demand, essentially prices will continue to go up. We don't anticipate that prices will even think about going down for about 7 years. Now, there are places around the country where prices are going down, Austin, Texas, the state of Florida, but those areas also saw double-digit appreciation. We're blessed to be here in the Midwest. We don't have double-digit appreciation. We have a nice, steady 5.5%, 6% appreciation. It's amazing. And we don't see the big downturns that they've seen in some of these other communities.
I guess the next question would be, obviously, the youth would be a great market if they would actually buy homes. So all of the people trying to buy homes at this point, what would be your biggest advice as far as people who need to secure a mortgage and, live the American dream as it is?
That's great.
Save money.
Well,
They don't like to do that.
We'll throw a couple stats out there that we just picked up as recently as this week. Number one, and this is kind of a shocking stat for me, the average age of a first-time buyer in the United States is 38. That is probably the oldest it's been in a long, long, long time. 38 is a really surprising age. Now, interestingly enough, Generation Y, 12-year-olds to 26-year-olds, they are buying homes faster than millennials did at that age. So they are going to catch up, and we're going to bring that age back down. So the most important thing that I would tell somebody is you don't need 20% down. There's a lot of down payment assistance and grant programs. You can get away with as little as 3 to 3.5% down, and it's a beautiful leveraged investment. So you're spending, let's talk about a $300,000 home that you put $9,000 down, so 3%, and that $300,000 home appreciates at 5%. So you made $15,000 on your $9,000 investment. What's the rate of return? Do we have any financial people in here?
It'd be 7.
It's way more than 100%.
I just said a number.
Oh, it's bad. That's a bad number.
Seven's always the
math
number.
is hard.
Seven's
though,
a
I
good
get it.
number.
But the point of the matter is
Yeah.
you can invest $9,000, make $15,000, and by the way, you're not paying rent. God knows what you would have spent on the rent during that same time. So the key to get in is literally go find a lender, have them show you some of the amazing down payment assistance that's out there, and get into the house as quick as you can.
Richard, could you help us cap off this event with everybody on the edge of their seats? Would you tell us the most interesting thing about you? It doesn't have to be mortgage related, job related. What's your rap sheet? Let's hear it.
What's my rap sheet? I have tattoos. So there you go. So we'll call that. Well, I have tattoos. And let's see. Last 2 concerts might have been Iron Maiden and Tool. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go. So
Have you made it to the Sphere yet?
I have not, but I want to
Yeah,
go.
you're gonna see Dead and
the YouTube
Company?
thing
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Riot
Yeah.
Fest next year?
So I actually have, we won't talk about that. So,
Oh, okay.
All right, you have to tell
Keep it
us, what are the
professional, yeah.
tattoos? There's too many to count? Is that?
There's 4. No, it's too many to get into. So
What's your favorite one?
favorite one has to be the Ram tattoo that I have because I'm an Aries. So
As long as it's not the LA Rams.
no. It would be the Pittsburgh Steelers with me. Sorry, all the Bears fans.
We'll
but
allow
I'm a
it.
Steelers fan. So.
Yeah. Could be a lot worse.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Let's give it up for Richard
Thank you,
Kimball,
guys.
Regional Vice President. Yeah, you can just set it down.
Yeah, did I hear you say that homes appreciate more with a good handyman?
Yeah. Homes appreciate more. Homes do appreciate more if you keep it handy and all the appliances working, and that is what Tyler Mitchey does. He helps out so many people I've met just with their home problems that none of us know how to fix anymore. So if somebody has a need for an appliance getting fixed or just a small project around the house or a big project around the house, talk to Tyler. He's just somebody you can trust. So, all right. Tyler, do you have any closing words before we give the rest of the night back to him?
Obviously, since we're here at a networking event, I think one of the most important things that I can leave with everybody is trust is a huge thing. A reason that a lot of the customers trust me is because it makes it a little bit easier when you have a good network of people that you trust. And the more that you network and the more that you can be connected in your community, the better you can serve your clients. And trust me, it's not losing money, it's making money because they're going to come back to you. So, yeah, and thank you, Matt and Michelle, and thank you, Austin, for having me.
Thank you, Tyler. And thank you all. I appreciate your time. We won't see each other again until 2025, so let's make this night one to remember. And yeah, we're going to make this so much bigger in 2025, at least one event a month, and we're going to just try to keep making them better, more interesting, more engaging. Please come to me with any ideas that you have for making these better. You have been with me for several months of trying this out and bearing with me on the days I can't think of anything to say. So thank you all so much. It's been an amazing year. I hope you have an awesome Christmas, amazing New Year, had a great time with your families, and yeah, let's enjoy the rest of our night. Thank you all.